Well. You're listening to Gloves Off with Professor Buitrón. Alright then, I may say words on point, straightforward. No jibber jabber, everybody forward. Issues, facts and solution. Get it at Gloves Off with Professor Buitrón. Alright, what other thing is a revolution? Get it on point with Professor Buitrón. Gloves Off, no nonsense issues, politics, community. A better men for Laredo. Gloves Off, a revolutionary show with everything that you need to know. With Professor Buitrón. Watch ya!
The following political paid advertisements do not reflect the political opinions of the program or its associates. Any political campaign or candidate who wishes to purchase advertising can do so. Advertising is open to all on behalf of Gloves Off.
We're back at you in Gloves Off, and today we have a great guest, a candidate for Laredo City Council District 7, Ms. Vanessa Perez. How are we, Vanessa? You doing good, Ms.?
Yes, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for standing up, number one, and thanks for signing the line on your name on that little dotted line and saying that you're going to stand for the citizens of Laredo, especially in your area. It takes a lot for folks to do that. Okay, a lot of people talk, but very few want to name. Well, let's touch base. What gave you the idea, or what inspired you to? What happened?
Well, it was kind of a combination of a lot of different things. Just the work that I've been doing for my community over the years. It's been about 4 years now that I've been, really directly working with my neighbors and my friends and we knew that George Altgill wasn't going to run again, and we've been working with him on the issues that we have. And so my friends were like, you should run. And so it took a while for me to finally do it, and kept looking at all the pros and cons and talking to people. And for some reason, the list of why not to do it was kind of larger than the list of why to do it when I was looking at it, I guess, from more of a personal standpoint. But then once I started to look at it as more of a need or something that I could do to, offer these, I guess, skills that I have, and it just kind of became clear that it was something that I should do. So I think I have a lot to offer in this position, and I think that I would be a good representative for the area, especially now that the incumbent isn't running. And there's a lot of things that are still pending that I've had a direct hand in working on. And so I think I'd be a perfect person to kind of pick up and keep these projects going. And so this wouldn't be me starting to work on improving the community or anything. It would just be a continuation of work that I've already been doing.
Understood. And when you say that you've been helping the community, in which direction? There's a lot of people that always help in their communities where they live at, and there's a lot of leaders in those communities. What happened? What happened to Ms. Perez that you say, you know what, this changed? What occurred?
Well, it's basically, we're kind of living in this un-American system where we are being, it's taxed without being represented. And so that was kind of the catalyst for it all. And once I started, doing research into the legality and whether or not what we were going through or are going through is legal, is allowed, I started reading the governing documents, and because we live in a homeowner association. So we had our dues go up significantly from one, I guess, instance to the next. And when you live in a developer-controlled homeowner association, you find out that you don't have a say. It's up to the developer to give you a say. And the law doesn't ever require them to give you more than 1/3 of a say, which is always going to be minority voice. And so that was kind of, a lot of my neighbors started experiencing hardships with that increase. We went almost double in our assessments, and it started causing a lot of problems. And so I was kind of, I guess, became kind of like spearheading that, and we started organizing. And so we formed a group called Homeowners Voices United, which the idea is that, individually, when we gripe about something or speak up, it's easy to ignore us. But when we get together and we collectively say, hey, this is wrong, it becomes a lot more difficult to be ignored. So we got together and we started mobilizing, and we started, getting people together and saying, hey, this is wrong, and we're going to stand up to it. And so it's taken me all the way up to Austin to try to change laws. It's taken me to court in the form of lawsuits. So, we're fighting, and we're in the trenches, but, it's been difficult, but I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, and I've made a lot of connections with people. And, these people that I've been working with, that I live with in my neighborhood, we do have a tight-knit community. So despite all the adversities that we have, we've really come together and become like family. And I think that a lot of neighborhoods don't have that kind of closeness that we have. So there is that silver lining in the darkness, I guess. So I'd like to bring that community to the district. Other neighborhoods, I'd like to get people together to have, we've had block parties, we've had events at the park, we have all kinds of things that we organize, not the homeowner association. So those are things that other communities could do. It doesn't have to be the councilman organizing it. And, I just have a vision for a more united, more for the people in District 7 to be closer together, kind of like my neighborhood, how we've become. So.
Understood. It's just because in your district, it's on the kind of the side of Laredo, and you have those neighborhoods, those barrios, Laredo. There's some, and it's just been kind of a forgotten district. It's been forgotten with just kind of just left alone. And we try to go in there and work, but it seems like it's never going anywhere. It seems like they're sending their wheels. And I think now is the time for that area of Laredo to flourish and to grow and to clean up what was there and do it correct. Because it's demographics in that area, they're the whole spectrum actually. And it is area where you're coming to Laredo. it is the area where if you're coming from San Antonio or North 35 going south, that's what you were going to see first. Okay, and it has to be developed, and it has to be done correctly now. And enough's enough. I think that's that. I've seen a lot of leaders that have elected just continue kicking the can of District 7 and its problems to the next person. It has to stop and be done. And I think hopefully, if elected and you go down there, that it gets done. Or you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of problems. One, you have the problem of traffic, especially in the road. What are you going to tackle that? What do you see?
Yeah, traffic is a big one, and there are some roads that are in the works. There's a Vallecillo Road, which will connect 35 to FM 1472, and then there's the Char Ruthinger Road, which same will connect. It's a little further up by Green Ranch, but I've been speaking to Green Ranch residents. They're concerned about that road. It's because with these roads, we're going to start to see more trailers this way. They're going to have a direct access this way, and it's going to pass by these communities. And Green Ranch, my community, we have only one outlet, and so a lot of what I'm noticing a lot in District 7 is something that I've had experience in, which I know would be very helpful. For example, we have zoning issues, we have land use issues. We have the one outlet thing I just mentioned. That is in the land development code. For every 100 homes, you're supposed to have one outlet. And so you're going on close to 500 homes in La Bota and you've got one outlet. So we're missing at least 3. And that's a danger. That's a health hazard. It's hard for ambulances to get to us. We had a neighbor that the ambulance took too long to get here, and unfortunately he passed away. We don't know who's next, or if this, we need better ambulance. We don't have a medical facility out here. We don't have grocery stores out here. People that live in Green Ranch, La Bota, and further up, if their children want to have a part-time job, they can't get to their job because there's no bus service past Killam. They can't get to work or go to school, take the bus. They can't do that because they don't have that public service. And we do need and deserve that public service because, yes, we do live in an industrial area. And a lot of people have said, oh, well, you chose to live out there. So deal with it. And it's like, well, no, because they developed residential areas out here. So they had to have had some plan to bring us these same services that everybody in the rest of the city. And so and like you said, the neglect, I went to an area in our district the other day, and they were saying, well, Mines Road gets all the attention, and so I guess we're neglected, and they are neglected out there. I could see another Father McNaboe type park, but again, you've got M1 zoning for sale, but it's a buildable creek area, which means, unbuildable, which means you can't build anything on it. And so I don't know why we haven't turned that into a park for these people. They don't have one. They have to, people have to travel outside of District 7 to take their kids to a park. And I don't think that's right. I think we should have recreation, unless you're by Father McNaboe to enjoy that park or private HOA parks. Some areas of District 7, they have to go deep into the district or other districts for recreational opportunities. So like you said, enough is enough. And whatever projects didn't get done, we need to make sure they get done. And then we need to make sure that we are working on improving the quality of life for everybody in the district. And so that would be my main driver is...
when I flew back here about 2000, there was a group called VIDA. A lot of people have forgotten about it, maybe some. And there was a doctor that was very vociferous on the liberties, and he was more of a watchdog. His name was Dr. Farias. I remember one time I had a conversation with him. He said, "Oh, there's too many warehouses over there that have dangerous chemicals not being stored correctly, and the city just keeps on forgetting about it. EPA has come down and done nothing about it. He goes, those goes, God forbid, they go off in the wrong way. There's a wind in the direction. There's going to be people that are not going to be on anymore. And I don't know if those problems have been taken care of. But right now, as we're talking, I just remembered, and I think that's something that we need to look at because, like I said, that area has been kind of forgotten on certain, especially in the mines district. It's kind of been a warehouse area. Who cares who's there? That kind of issue. And it's not in Bologna. These are part of Laredo. So they're in the city limit. They have to be taken care of. They're not offsets of Bologna's, which, you can actually say you chose to live there because we don't have to give them water because they don't pay taxes. These are actual communities and neighborhoods that are within the city of Laredo. And I think right now we have to stand up and I don't care whether you live in District 7, District 1, or what have to have the same amenities, and you have to have the same care, and you have to have same representation for our taxpayers. And if there's no bus going out to Green Ranch, that's something that we have to do and have it done now. Why is there buses going to Green Ranch? What's the problem? What's the issue? Enough's really, enough's enough. What I see, Ms. Perez, in their district, you have 10 people running, and everybody has great ideas, and everybody's already tired of what's happening. And when that happens, when you have so many people, that means they don't trust local government. Okay? So right now, Laredo is coming out to every public official is on that list, and you have 4, 5, 6 candidates per election. Why? They don't trust anybody. They don't trust the local government. So right now, our local government should pay attention before, people stand up and say, we're going to drag you out of office whether you like it or not. And we're at that point in time here in the United States that the true American is already to the point saying, you know what, enough. And this is Laredo's one city. And this is resonating about the United States, where you have elections where you have 4 or 6 candidates per. And why? Because people have already lost the confidence in local government. That's why we have 10 people running in your area. And the worst going to be left but somebody pulled out. But let's change that a little bit and talk about what would you like to see changed, or what would you to tackle first going?
Well, going back to what you said about the hazardous materials, that is also due to lack of code enforcement. We don't have enough code enforcement officers to be able to keep up with all of these hazardous materials. And we do track where these hazardous materials are stored, but it's very difficult to go in there and make sure that they are handling them properly. Like, for example, you're not supposed to open the lids of the containers in the warehouse. And so we don't know, are they doing that? At Moeller Elementary, they have every so often they get like a really strong chemical smell in the school where they have to open up all the windows. So something's going on out there. And we don't have a policy right now that prevents warehouses from storing hazardous materials within so many feet or distance of a school. And that's another part of the fight that I've been involved in separately, which was trying to keep running trailers away from Moeller Elementary because, again, bad land use policy, failure to change the zoning the way it was intended, allowed these M1s to stay around the school. And so now they want to build a warehouse in front of it and put trailers next to it. And so we have a lot of work to do, like you said. And so I would like to see more court enforcement. I would like to see the district cleaned up and things like that. But that's, for me, that's more of a backwards policy because, like you said, we're cleaning up, I guess, other people's messes or, things that they didn't keep their eye on or keep up with. I mean, we do have trash collection procedures, but I mean, you still see illegal dumping. You still see trash on the side of the road. So someone's not coming around on a regular basis. I don't really see my job on council to be making sure that other people do their job. I think we need a well-oiled machine in our government where everybody's just doing what they need to do and everything's running properly. I would like to just, improve the quality of life, make sure that these land policies that we have in place are effective and appropriate for the times. Make sure that the land that we have is being used effectively, especially the undeveloped lots. There's that area I was talking about earlier. I'd like to see a big park there. I don't know how we can go ahead and do it. The landowner is selling that lot off, which I'm concerned about because it's an M1. I want to look into that. Even if I'm not the councilwoman, if I don't get elected, there's things that I still have that working relationship with our current councilman that, for example, Green Ranch, they don't have an intersection light. I don't know if you've been out there, but to take that left turn into town, there's no protection for them. And right now they were given a blinking red light, which is not good enough. I think that they should have a protected intersection light. So I'm working with Councilman Alkilt on that one already. It's a priority. These are improvements that I am trying to make as I'm learning about them. Even if I don't get elected, these things still need to happen. So my commitment to the district and improving it is still there. And my husband and I, we're invested in this district. I mean, we own our home. We have 5 more years left on our mortgage. We're not going anywhere. So whoever gets elected, I mean, we're going to be working with them too. So, I look forward to I have a long list of things to do if I do get elected, but if not, I'll work with whoever does get elected and make sure that the district continues to move forward.
Absolutely. You know what I've seen, and I've said it before, and I've said it to other candidates in other years and other races, said, Laredo has, and I'm going to take this term, a swamp dwelling, if you want to take it that way. We drain the swamp, right? And perhaps it's not the actual elected officials. It's all these directors of all these departments that run each department as their own little kingdom. They become de facto bosses. And they'll tell the council, oh, we're doing fine. When you have all this underground in each one of these departments that they've been doing backhanded deals, and all of a sudden they get busted, and the council, what I've seen, they start trying to sweep it under the rug. Wait a minute, we don't want this to catch because it's going to come out of me. Instead of saying, you know what, you guys should be pressing charges on you all doing this and getting you. So we've seen that type of development in the water department. You see it in parks. You see it in the code enforcement. You see it in the restaurant food service. You see it in the health department. You see it everywhere. But they're afraid to tell these individuals, you know what, you're doing wrong. That's your third, fourth, fifth warning, what have you. You know what? Your contract is over. We're going to look at somebody else. And until Laredo starts doing that, we can change all city council and re-elect new ones, and it's still going to be the same, because that element of the swamp is never going to be drained. And right now we have to drain that. And that's what I see. They get elected, they start understanding that there's a problem, and all of a sudden, no, we're going to take care of it, put it under the rug. Instead of, you know what, let's tackle the problem, get rid of it. And that's been going on for years. I keep telling individuals, how many, since 2000 to the present, how many city councilmen have gone through and been changed? How many mayors have we had? How many city managers have we had? Well, we have managers, I think we have 7 or 8. And great individuals. People say, oh, they're doing this, this, and that. But how many departments have we changed? Practically none. The last 3 years, you've seen a couple of changes, some of them. But that's where the problem lies. And until that is fixed, we can place 12 apostles to run city council and nothing changes. you know, and that's the problem I see in that opinion.
Understood. Yeah, I mean, city council, you know, we wouldn't, it's up to the city manager to keep track of everyone and manage them. So we pay a hefty salary, so that should definitely be happening.
No, and I think it's taken. That's what I'm looking at, but it has to be more informed. You know what? It's not. It's good. Let's quit changing this. I think now with all the elections in hand and the way people acting with the election, so many people, so many candidates running, you know that Laredoans no longer trust our local government, and it's sad.
And it is sad.
Sad period.
And
But let's change that. Let's on another positive note. Your campaign's going, right?
yes, it's going.
And what events are you coming up soon?
Well, with COVID, it's kind of hard to, you know, get people together. I've been doing town halls online. We're getting our signs printed this week. And it's been difficult for me. I know, you know, I had some setbacks. And so we finally are getting our signs printed, and we're going to have a big put up our signs event this Saturday. And anybody that wants to, you know, join me in this journey, I invite them to reach out to me, and so we can get them, you know, a shirt and get them involved. And so we're going to be putting up signs. I'm meeting with people. My kids are all into it. So they'll take my sign. One of the signs that I have that my husband actually bought me before I even decided to run, as like to encourage me to run. And it was like a gift that he made for me. And we'll take it, and my son will be like, vote for Vanessa Perez. And he's like yelling at the cars and waving. And I've been talking to a lot of people, and like I said, you know, this is something that I've taken on, but I am looking for things to improve. So as I go out, I make a list, or I take pictures and kind of make a note of things. And so these things, they're going to get done regardless of who wins the election. But, you know, hopefully I do.
Right. Somebody wishes to communicate with you, get involved. How can they do that?
I have a website, vanessajperez.com, www.vanessajperez.com. On there's the information, or you can call me 956-473-9129. Find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on social media, so send me a message, and I look forward to talking to anyone who reaches out.
That's awesome. Number one, we wish you the best. We wish you Godspeed. I know there's going to be the next 6 days are going to be hustle and bustle. You know, you're going to be running all over the place. I know all the candidates are going. But at the end of the day, it's only going to be one. And hopefully everybody can work together for that one. I do invite you. We're going to have a debate. So hopefully we can have you on there on September 19th. Okay?
Definitely, yes. We'll be there.
Awesome. That'll be great. So we wish you the best. Until next time, peace.
All right. Thank you.
The following political paid advertisements do not reflect the political opinions of the program or its associates. Any political campaign or candidate who wishes to purchase advertising can do so. Advertising is open to all on behalf of Gloves Off.